Hey guys, what's going on? It's Roth and Joshua here to talk about a big twist in Marvel Comics today. So full warning, spoilers for Avengers, X-Men Access. Spoilers for that, but also we're going to talk a little bit about a reveal in last night's Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Double spoilers.
Double spoilers.
Coming at you.
And then also Marvel movies to date. So spoilers across the board, pretty much. We're going to talk about the twist in this comic, but also how it probably ties into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Drop it, what happened?
Okay, well... No, that was a great transition to me. Okay, so here's what happened. The Scarlet Witch, in the storyline of Axis, very quickly, is that some heroes went evil and some villains went good. So Scarlet Witch is evil, and she's attacking Magneto, her father, and Quicksilver, her brother, and she casts a spell on her bloodline, and like Quicksilver just falls to the floor, like almost like dying, and Magneto just stands there. So she's like, wait a sec, you're not part of my bloodline. You're not. So that leads us to believe that Magneto is not Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch's natural father.
Right.
So it's like mind blown, like, oh my gosh. And but you know, we're not going to talk about the comic itself right now. You can check out my review later on the website. But we want to talk about the ramifications of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver not being Magneto's children. And that also like opens up the idea maybe they might not be mutants because they had a human mother, Magda. Maybe that could be up in the air as well. So you know, like what are they? You know, and that leads, of course, us to believe that maybe after what we saw in last night's S.H.I.E.L.D., they might be Inhumans.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, so let's talk about S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. has officially set up Inhumans, right? So we also know that there's going to be an Inhumans movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's been announced. Third element is that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are, of course, in the comics, or were, mutants. Now, who owns the mutants? Fox owns the mutants, but they were also Avengers, which means that through a loophole, both Fox and Marvel Studios can use Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, those characters, in their movies. Now, Fox in X-Men Days of Future Past already used Quicksilver.
Which is pretty cool, yeah.
And we know Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are going to show up in Avengers Age of Ultron. So the question has been, because they cannot use the word mutants, Marvel Studios cannot, which means they can't use that word in Avengers, what are they going to do? And we've theorized for a long time that these two would probably be Inhumans. Now, Inhumans are coming more and more into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so do you think that possibly they're going to make that same change in the comics to distance themselves from Magneto and the X-Men?
You know, plot-wise, it sure doesn't make a lot of sense because, like, as a comic book reader, you know, that's been really cool that, you know, Magneto was like this big villain and he had these two children who were also mutants now, I'm not sure, and who became, you know, like heroes, you know. So for them to just sort of like muck with that and just to achieve corporate synergy, that makes me feel kind of weird, you know, on the inside, to like lose all that legacy, that great history. I mean, those stories are still there, you can read them and enjoy them and stuff, but this is a jump taking these two iconic characters and doing this. But, you know, I'll say that you know, Rick Remender, he's writing like Axis, and this just seemed like a random plot twist to happen, to come out of this. But if anyone could make good on an awkward situation, he could, because he's a phenomenal comic book writer.
It's also possible there's a couple of issues left, so it's possible that may not be what happens in the world of the comics. But we do know that Marvel has tried to create, you use the word and it's true, more and more synergy between the television shows, the movies, and the comics. So I wouldn't be surprised, and also there's, you know, rumored to be some not so great blood between Fox and Marvel Studios, so they may want to distance themselves even more sort of from the X-Men with key characters that they're going to be using in their movies. But a little disappointing for a comic fan, yes?
Yeah, it's weird, but like I said, you know, Rick Remender, I think he's going to do a great job with the story where he picks it up in Uncanny Avengers, which is relaunching after Axis is over. So I'm looking forward to that. But, you know, yeah, so it would be just strange to see them as Inhumans, or how what steps they take to make that happen. I remember when they wanted to make Nick Fury, who's originally a white character in the comics, they wanted to make him a black character, so they had him have a son. Then they poked out one of his eyes. This villain poked his eye out, and then they put an eye patch on him. Then they had him join S.H.I.E.L.D. And so then it was like, oh, of the new Black Nick Fury.
Was it with a BB gun?
Was it with a BB gun? No. He shot Uriah. No. So it was like that. It was like a very forced, kind of weird story. I don't want to see that happen again. But I feel like we're just going to see more and more, like, again, corporate synergy, and this is, we're going to get plot twists like this, like, for a long time.
All right, guys. Well, those are some of our thoughts about this twist. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you hate it? How do you think it's going to tie into what's going on in the movies, if at all? Leave your comments below. And for all things Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Magneto, comics, Inhumans, Marvel movies, everything, Christmas, keep it locked right here at IGN.